When last we left our heroes, they had just barely escaped the collapsing dungeon of the Delian tomb, suffering serious injuries from their battles with the goblins. They made their way back to the entrance, only to be greeted by a Wode elf ambush. The townsfolk they had saved had mysteriously vanished, and now they were facing a new threat. From among one of the tall pine trees, a roguish figure steps towards the party. Her large eyes scan the group, then look behind them at the collapsed dungeon, putting pieces together in her mind. She steps forward and begins to speak a riddle in Ylyric.
No.
Nope.
Not
I have
even
no
the
idea.
elf?
I have no idea what
It's
he
not
said.
elf, it's a Wode elf
Oh, it's
specifically.
Wode elf.
Well,
I am not a Wode elf.
I know
Yeah.
high elf.
Excuse
I don't
you.
know
I
Wode
took
elf. Yeah.
Cornish.
I know high elf. I don't know Wode elf. Yeah.
She sees your confusion at her words, and her face turns sour. Whatever patience she had left is dwindling quickly. She speaks up, in a thick accent but in Kalian. Strange these days of late be, when a company so freely walks in the King's Wood. Stranger yet those of it. A man, a demon, a kobold, a star chaser, and... Her eyes widen and a smile of curiosity appears on her face. She moves directly in front of you, Lyrael, and once again speaks to you in Ylyric.
I don't speak it. How do I respond? Can I... Is it at all similar to Heraldic?
I mean, yeah, but it's like it's akin to like modern day like London English versus like Celtic, like or like Old English. Like it's so vastly different. Like you can understand a bit of it, but
Are we in an actively hostile situation, or is
Yes.
this just simply Okay.
Yeah,
or is this just mistrust?
here's the thing: is like they have no reason to kill you yet, but they can easily provide one.
All right.
I could easily just try
Then
it.
I could go one of two paths. Then I could try to use my natural charm to talk them down, or give her the look. Do I save my trump card for later?
Oh my
See,
god, the look.
I would
The
say
look.
that.
Do I save the look for later?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say so.
Then in common, I'm going to say
Oh, choice.
I don't. Whatever the equivalent of common is, I can't remember right now. I'm trying to.
Kalian?
Kalian.
Alien.
Yeah,
Alien.
or you can just call it the common tongue. Yeah, it's common.
The common tongue.
Common tongue.
We do not mean to trespass in your lands. We merely were looking for some missing people, and we have found them, and we would like to be on our way without any trespass against you or ourselves.
Shing! A blade
Ooh.
emerges from a long, or not a blade, a long dagger that almost looks like a mix between a dagger and a short sword emerges. That's finely crafted in Valar, which is like it's like the god steel. It's like the mithril of this game. Like a beautiful gold encrusted dagger that actually you don't. Roll me a lore check. And this can only be Julia's character because she's a high elf.
What specific lore check? There's a lot of them, and I'm proficient in none of them.
Well, it would be the same then.
Okay, so just a intuition,
so
reason
it
test?
would be. I would say it would be. Yeah, if you're proficient in none of them, then it would just be a straight up reason test.
Come on, I need a crit here. It'd be so funny. No, come on. I need you to roll on the goddamn. That's upsetting. That was an 18, but it didn't roll within.
Oof.
Okay, tier 2.
You, being an elf, and like especially being a troubadour and being like trained on stories and legend and stuff like that.
Clearly not very well.
Yeah, not super well, but you recognize this to be one of the orc slicers. It's a pair of of twin like long daggers that were used in like the war of the age before, that was wielded by one of the heroes, one of these high elf heroes that was lost apparently. And there's a lot of debate about like what happened to it, and then people there's been kind of a contemptuous relationship between high elves and wood elves, because they're like, well, you know, he lost it in your neck of the woods, but they're like, we don't have it. And so this is just her showing like kind of the middle finger to you, like, hey, fuck you.
Wow.
And
that's so, pulling out your sword at a time like this, how forward?
she takes the sword, and you can see that there is blood on it, black blood, and she wipes it on the underside of her garment and says, "It slides and sludges across the tongue. Rude. The song of man."
Hot.
I respond in Heraldic. I agree. I do agree. It is quite unpleasant.
She bares her teeth at you, which you can see two of them are like very like canine fanged teeth that maybe have been sharpened. And she says to you, this, and the rest of you hear, Odulin and Arathrin Alin, Norolin Quenitar.
Well, it's certainly the most beautiful hostage situation I've been in.
I know what you said because I understand that language.
I also
Augur.
Yes.
And by the way, when she says Otlindar, like, oh, high and noble cousin, that's obviously like she gives like a curtsy, which is like a fake little like, oh, like the greater race of ours, like, you know, oh, the high and noble, right?
I am typing up my response.
Listen, it'll help.
Chris, the kobold king is getting a little angsty, and you feel his kind of claws like dig into a bit of your back, and it seems like he's about to make a run for it.
Gotta calm that
gonna hold
motherfucker
him down.
I need you to make me a handle animals check.
That is a human person. How dare you make me roll that?
Right now he's feral. He's
my feral best friend, okay?
He's my bestie.
Oh, I'm sorry, can you speak Cathaic?
How
Can you speak
dare.
to him? I don't think you can.
No, but I speak comic. It should be enough.
But I speak Comish! Okay, that's great, but that doesn't do anything here.
Yeah, I know, it sucks. I should have picked a different language.
Languages are really important in this game.
Yeah. Let's see. Handle animals, okay.
I'm trying to.
So fuck me. Pretty good.
Yeah, you're able to kind of you like grab him and like headlock him under your arm. Oh shit.
Like foaming at the mouth, I'm just like, stop.
At this, Lewellyn looks up and says in Kalian,
Am I just bad at that negotiation system?
No, she's pissed.
I'm aware.
You're a high elf, so she's automatically a little bit racist.
No, the thing is, this is the second time we've done the negotiation system, and I fucked it up both times, I think.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe
I smell
it's
as
the
much,
autism.
and more there are. It is a dangerous place, the Wode, for mortals. And then she looks over to the high elf and says, however, your words irk me, cousin sister. Slippery now what once flowed free, though stirring and pounding it changed to be. What once was white, now golden yellow, sweet and salty and fatty and mellow. And she lets loose a little bit of a laugh.
That Pray now once. That sounds almost like honey.
It's a potato.
It's a potato.
Do you say that? Do you?
No,
I really
please.
want your character to
No,
please
that's
just
canon,
say
that's
that.
canon. It's canon.
That almost
It's
like
vodka.
other
It's
than
vodka,
salty
actually.
and fatty, only 2 words.
It's vodka.
It's not.
My
vodka.
character's Russian. It's automatically vodka.
Wait. Slippery now once. I'm too stupid.
Hmm.
What's once flowed free, stirring
only
and
she could
pounding it
hold us.
She says, the punishment for mortal trespassers is death, but I suppose we'll let you slide. The rest kill them. And when she puts up her hand, you hear a sound from beyond one of the trees say, Lethiniar Limanora. And the elves kind of like freeze and look around,
Ooh.
and Lewellyn kind of like a cat kind of hisses and says Sar adiri ananduin queltethir Koroth Nothgarlim. You see a figure stepping out from behind the tree right here. And as it steps out, the sun has just perfectly aligned in twilight, where the setting sun in the pink sky seems to surround and cover this person as they glide through the forest floor towards you. A beautiful, high elven person is revealed.
Hot elf, let's go.
For some of you, she has flowing long white and silver hair, a gold medallion upon her neck, and beautiful verdant green and blue colors on her dress. To some of you, though, he is shirtless with many, anyway, it's basically whatever your hot, sexy elf looks like. It's that.
Similar to the effect Lorel has been giving off.
But way more potent.
But way more, goddamn.
But way more.
there's
Oksana
more.
is like hot.
And the high elf messenger kind of as they approach, and you see like the Wode elf like just her approaching, the Wode elf like instantly like kind of like steps back to give her space, and she doesn't even act like anything's in her way. She's just moving, and people and like the earth moves around her. And she goes next to the scoutmaster and says, "The wind moves the sea, and in response the king of the ocean gives thanks. The seashore sees more, sure, but superb seashells each sell for several more." And Lewellyn goes, "Ha!" And she shoves her sword away, and she puts her hand down, and they lower their bows, but they still have their arms at the ready on their weapons.
Reasonable.
As this high elf messenger kind of moves in to get a closer look at the party, she stops in front of you, Lyrael, and says this. And as she's passing, even though it's like the sun is setting, you feel like a golden warmth of a warm autumn day, like kind of surrounding you.
Then I want you to know I've already written something before you said that.
Oh, okay, awesome.
It is relevant.
Not
Not using it yet.
She
relevant.
speaks and says, "Odulin in edrayath anlen, elin sila lumin omin tielvo, nanye li lireel, geram istom lin al alathar."
Oh. God damn it.
This elf just used your full name.
Yeah, my full name. I'm
Yeah.
trying to respond
Like
to
your
that.
your secret name.
Get doxed.
Um, And yeah, this elf just doxed you.
Yeah, you just
and,
got docked in the woods.
She
To a bunch of other
smiles.
elves.
She smiles, and everyone's heart skips a beat. And she looks over to Daitaro, and she kind of bows graciously and says, "In the common tongue, the swift song, and I, falling star over a sea of darkness. Sister, how come you to this queer company? Strange tidings for a daughter of Val to be with a son of..." And she looks at Daitaro and just kind of stares off in the distance for a little bit. "Even stranger to find one's companionship with a star, sailor." And she looks over at Asareth.
I want to respond to the queer comment, but I'm
Yeah.
going to hold back
You're
because
going to hold back.
it's just
'Cause
gonna
you're-
be lesbian yearning. I can tell you that already. It's
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
finally,
beat
with
you
her
to
last
it.
greeting, she approaches you, Oksana. And your native tongue would be that of what?
I'm trying to it's
Anjali.
whatever the devil language
Yeah.
is, but I do speak Haralic, so I'm able to understand her.
But does she know that?
Yeah, but she speaks to you in Anjali.
I think it's Anjali, yeah.
Yeah. And there is kind of a darkened speech that she spews from her mouth. And for a moment, there is a cold gust of wind, and the sun fully sets as she speaks in this language.
Is she being homophobic?
No, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? TypeScript.
The gothic on top of gothic.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
And she smiles very warmly at you, and she gives you a wink.
I want
Like
to
a
make
playful wink.
I want to make fruity comments. I want to make fruity comments. So bad.
In
This is a player specific
Kalian,
trap set.
in Kalian, I do want to respond. I find myself in the company of people that I would consider trustworthy or beautiful. You can just let it be up to whoever decides to figure out where they fall. But it is lovely to be known. But it is also nice to know.
None of you guys can
what
understand
is
this. So I'm not gonna say
your-
anything.
Oh, I'm speaking in Kalian.
I know.
Everyone.
I know.
What would your
Ellie!
Ellie is losing her mind.
Ellie!
Ellie, what the fuck did you say?
I
Fuck
didn't
us.
say anything.
Ellie?
Did you fuck us?
I did
Ellie,
not say anything.
goddammit. I didn't even get to do my stupid
fuck
elf
us?
poetry, goddammit.
Did you fuck us, Ellie?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Ellie sunk
I don't
us
think she
already.
fucked up.
I don't even
Probably
get
about
my
to fuck
sentence
her.
out. Do I even get my
No,
sentence
no,
out before she
continue,
says that?
continue your
Continue your
sentence.
No, I don't think I can. I got
Continue.
so fucking...
Continue what you were saying,
Ellie,
alright?
I don't know what... You know what? I know what you said. I don't know what you said, but I know what you said.
Don't think about it. Just say what you were gonna say.
I'm already...
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're saying what you're
I get-
saying, and Oksana just comes in like a
Yup.
fucking. You're like gonna be this beautiful little butterfly that's like coming out of its chrysalis, and you're gonna make a beautiful little poem, and then a semi truck just fucking smashes
You're
Yeah.
into it.
hot!
God damn
Speaking
it.
the double tongue,
Yeah,
mind
speaking
you.
devil tongue.
I am
You're
going insane, Ellie.
What are you
Damn
doing
it.
with that devil?
I'm a devil, okay? Alright?
I can't even get my stupid elf poetry out, god damn it. Ellie, you changed.
The high elf, falling star over a sea of darkness, looks over to Oksana and says in Hieralic,
Ellie. She's saying it in a language that several of us will
I
understand.
know.
Yep.
Everyone, Dr.
If we
mildly
die because you
confused.
wanted to fuck, I'm
Ellie?
gonna lose it.
Ellie, did you repeat the same thing that happened with fucking Guinevere again?
No, I don't think it was quite that bad.
I'm trying to think how exactly I want to respond because there's so many levels.
Ellie!
There's so many. I literally don't want you to tell them because this is the best thing that I've ever had happen to me.
Sweetheart, what the fuck did you do?
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about?
What are you?
You better not have said any of the things I think you said.
You gotta find out something to the effect of what she said.
Okay.
I need more languages, guys.
Oh my god!
Anyways.
I can't continue from that. I'm.
Oh my god.
She speaks in Kalian, and she laughs, and Oksana, when she laughs, your heart, like, blooms inside of you. Like, it feels like your heart, like, just fucking budded and bloomed inside of your chest. And she laughs, and then she says, "Do not be alarmed, sister. I shall not allow harm to come to you, although I might need explanation for your friends."
That's right. I'm sorry. I need a moment to bring myself back into
because
character
Lewellyn
headspace.
also Lewellyn also speaks up and
God damn
says,
you, Ellie. I love you, but goddamn you.
"Oh, actually, she's gonna say this in Hieralic."
Of course she is.
No, not Hieralic. Sorry. No, sorry. Wrong thing. No one look at anything. No one see anything.
I don't speak any languages!
Yeah.
Dr. O's just been standing here this whole time, smiling and
Just
looking
looking
around.
like,
He's just not really
we're gonna
understanding.
die at any moment.
The support characters just sometimes.
The support characters are the ones that
Support
can understand.
asterisk for you. Support asterisk for you characters.
Listen, sometimes my character needs to support herself, so she
Ellie,
says
did you? Ellie,
I didn't say anything. I am not retracting that statement.
you better tell me what it was after the session. I
gotta
gotta
know as well.
Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness looks at Lewellyn and says this, and then turns back to your company.
Yes. My friends behind me, the two of them are most excellent conversationalists. They bring an air of interest from their mortal lifespans compared to mine. To live among mortals and understand them is something I truly do wish to know more about, to understand more. As for the one next to me, well, she does have quite a pretty face.
She responds in Hieralic and looks over at Lewellyn. And Lewellyn kind of like one of her ears, like one of her large.
That whole thing was in Heralic, by the way.
Yeah. One of her fluffy ears kind of twitches in the direction of the conversation, and then she kind of like turns around like she doesn't, like she pretends she didn't hear that. And in Kalian, Falling Star
romance.
over a Sea of Darkness says, and this little creature, is this also part of your conquest, or
Yes.
a prisoner?
Yes.
No. No.
Okay. King is a friend.
For what is a prisoner
not-
and both not a prisoner?
He was a
He-
prisoner, we freed him.
And now he's friend.
And now he is an ally.
How can one unbecome a prisoner?
He was imprisoned by the goblins that lived in that cave.
Son of... You do not understand. What I mean is if one is a prisoner in their heart, how can they ever be free but to free themselves? This one has a heart of darkness.
It's a little too heady for me. So far, he's been nothing but helpful.
There is a brief moment where you can tell that Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness,
Ooh.
you can kind of read the words coming out of her lips before her lips start moving. Like there's this kind of like psychicness that you feel, this connection between Lyrael and Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness. And I'm never going to shorten that. It's just always going to be Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness. And
Well.
you get the vibe that Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness is about to be like, kill the kobold, the rest like are under my command.
We don't want to lose our friend.
Unless you can find
Do
a...
I know that?
No.
Is that just me then?
You do notice that some of the arrows kind of go back up and point towards the kobold.
I'm tucking him into
What
it.
did she call me?
I am putting
What
him
did she call me
inside of...
earlier? What did she call me earlier? Sister kin or something along that line?
Oh, which one? Lewellyn or Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness?
Falling Star. Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness.
Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness called you sister. Like you're just a
Sister.
daughter of Val. You're a sister.
Sister. Or
Well, the
The
word that
little-
she uses
yes.
means more
Yes.
like sibling, but the way that she speaks
Yeah.
is in feminine form, so it comes across as sister.
A sister. Yes.
Yeah.
I am high elf gender fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just shorten it to that as well. Sister. Our little friend back there might have what you perceive as a heart of darkness, but what he did, he showed some true courage, valor, and heroism back when we were at
Killed the
the
goblin.
end of our rope.
I mean, technically, he did free himself.
were-
I mean, he
It would have
freaking
been so easy for him to turn his back on us and stab one of us in the throat and take everything in there for himself. But he chose not to. He chose a better path.
Supposed to be my friend.
And he did free himself. I mean, he killed the
Killed the
fucking
goblin.
goblin mother
might-
or whatever.
He might be what you call a creature of dark, but is it not true that in dark there is sometimes light that can be
Oh,
fostered?
that's it. That you just fucking literally you hit the fucking motivations for this character.
I know elves.
You
I
fucking-
actually do know elves.
You fucking yes. At this moment, there is a full signal, and the elves fully disband, and Lewellyn seems a little put off. And the elves go back to like foraging and scavenging or whatever.
Less
Lewellyn
murderous
runs up.
activities.
Lewellyn runs up and says, "You really mean to take ownership, responsibility for when the king?" And Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness puts her hand up and says, "The king has invited me as a guest of honor, and I extend that to these fine heroes. After all, did they not clear out part of your forest from the goblins that you were trying to hunt earlier? It seems they did your job better than you."
Get fucked.
Damn.
God damn.
Lewellyn looks at Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness, and then says this. And then looks over to Lyrael and says, at this, Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness smiles, and you all see, like, the elves still around you somewhat. They all just begin to move, and they are, like, kind of, like, pushing into you. Like, they're just going now, and they're like, and you're coming with.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
We're schmoving.
I mean, if you need even more proof, you saved my life when you didn't have to.
You see Falling
Yeah,
Star.
that was the light. That was the light in the darkness that I was mentioning.
Falling Star over a Sea of
Oh, I know.
Darkness. She smiles warmly at you, and then you look away for a moment, and she's gone.
Damn it.
Peace up here.
And Scoutmaster
angry
Lewellyn looks back as they begin their march. They're marching you to God knows where. But Lewellyn looks at Lyrael and says again, Keronororim Astar, which means, come on. Like, I'm waiting, basically.
No complaints from me.
Well,
I
at least
begin
the
to
others,
fall
I
in.
don't think we're really
Oh,
free.
so now they'll start singing in Russian. I'm just kidding.
I take out a silver harp and begin to play as we walk. Beginning composing a ballad of what we did today.
Very good. The elves lead you off into the twilight darkness of the forest, and as they begin making their way through the dark Wode, you begin to see small, faint, glimmering lights around the edge of your accompaniment. You see these soft little orbs of white light, almost like maybe little globes of bluish white sparkling that kind of shimmer and fade from the distance. And every time you try to look at one, it kind of fades away when you can't get a full focus on it. Almost like supernatural lightning bugs and fireflies all around you that light up the forest in this kind of bluish tinge. And you notice that Asaroth, one of them doesn't fade out when you look at it, and it kind of floats near to you, just outside. Like, you see it's you, and then there's a couple of, like, Wode Elf consorts, and then just on the outside, like, just within your reach, basically, there's this kind of floating, warm little light that is kind of drawing you towards it. It's so curious. You can't really... Maybe it's a creature? Like, you can't tell. It just looks like a kind of fuzzy little... It's a fuzzy little happy guy. Aw.
Happy little guy.
And you feel
It'll fucking kill you.
you feel happy. And
I'm having some Nemo flashbacks right now.
yeah, it's just you start
friends.
feeling maybe a little sad, but maybe a little happy. And one
Oh,
of the
no.
Wode Elf guards,
Shoots it.
you
That's the reasonable thing to do.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was
No,
yeah.
I
no.
love that. I love that
Um,
video.
You feel a hand on your shoulder jerk you back, and you snap to, and you are like about like 20 feet outside of the like where everyone else is. You are in the darkness, surrounded by these floating things, and a Wode Elf who has like dark obsidian skin looks at you and just says, "No." Do not
What are
follow the
those
lights. Do not follow the lights. Hurry, the path is losing before us. And you look behind you and see the path literally being consumed by darkness.
About
Whoa.
Like
Yeah.
the forest itself is shifting and changing, and you're like seeing like the forest just transform before your eyes.
Right? Not
I'm a
good.
hot dog.
He grabs you by the scruff of the neck and he says, "Go!" And he shoves you forward, like he pushes you.
Oh.
Do you run back to the group, or are you gonna stick around, find out what happens?
I mean, I am definitely like following him back to the group,
Okay.
and
yeah.
I'm probably just kind of like glancing back on my way, just like confirming that I'm seeing what I'm seeing,
It
and that I'm not
is-
like hallucinating.
Yeah, no, it feels like a trip. Like it feels like you are hallucinating. The rest of you have been like the rest of the party has stopped because they have been looking for Azareth for the past 30 minutes.
Could I actually, like, when I see that, like, is there anything that I could check for that is like, could I do a like timescape check kind of thing just to see like if this kind of phenomenon is vaguely familiar to me as someone who is adept in weird time things and weird space things?
Yeah, sure. I would say, yeah, definitely timescape. Go for it.
Okay. Oh, and I
Shit.
guess what else do I? Oh, even if I had 2 added to that, it would still be a tier 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Damn.
you've never seen
Okay.
anything like this before.
Okay.
No, but you're brought back to the party, and Lewellyn seems a bit ticked. And
Are we all
actually,
seeing these weird floaters out there?
like 30 minutes ago you saw them, like
Ah,
a while back.
Move past that part. of the
Yeah,
forest.
you moved past it, but Azareth got caught by this strange
Whatever.
phenomena. Yeah.
Is there a way I could open up my senses as a human to detect the supernatural while we're walking?
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, I'd say that you could. Yeah.
I'm gonna close my eyes, breathe a deep breath in, open them again, and then just focus on the forest around me. As a
Yeah.
maneuver, you open your awareness to detect supernatural creatures and phenomena. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any supernatural object, undead, construct, or creature from another plane of existence within 5 squares of you, even if you don't have a line of effect to them. You know if you're detecting an item or a creature, and you know if a creature is undead or a construct or from another plane of existence, which obviously is going to being Azarath.
Right. Yeah, obviously, giant fucking neon pink ping over Azarath. But no,
Possibly Oksana? Not sure.
that's kind of an interesting thing.
Mm,
But you look over into a dark corner of the forest,
mhm.
and your vision is like you feel like your vision, like your eyes are just pulled from your body and like zoomed like 40 yards in front of you into the dark forest, and you see a white stag,
Holy
luminescent, and it stares at you with black eyes, and then you come back to where you are.
I just saw a stag, guys.
Oh,
White stag with black eyes. Pretty cool.
that
Just something to keep in mind.
sounds more like an omen than an actual stag.
I
That's
saw it with
unnerving.
my own human eyes. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
What do you think they're taking this anyway? They tell you?
No.
Appearing just next to you, Daitaro. Not like popping out of existence, but you just notice like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're there. Is Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness, and Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness says, "We are near the place of the passing. The world grows weary at its edges."
Ooh.
I really just wish she would say what she means sometimes.
But
It's
that
hard for me
seems
to keep
pretty
up.
straight. That seemed pretty straightforward.
You're an elf as well. You guys speak in riddles. Makes no
I
sense.
don't need. That feels like even less of a riddle than how I normally speak.
I wouldn't know. I tried to speak to Oksana and and Azeroth a bit more.
Oh,
I mean, I
a single
understand.
tear. A single tear.
I just understand them better. It's not a matter of. You're a lovely individual.
Well, thank you.
Leave riddles to Lewellyn for you, warrior. I will translate again. And I'm not gonna write this out because she's just speaking in Kalian. She says,
Yeah.
"This is the manifold of one, prime materium, the plane in which you walk, the which you were born and live and will most likely die. But there are many other planes. All across Orden, there are bits of space and time," and she looks over at the Time Raider, "that seem to stretch and bend and twist. The Wode has been one of these places, a marker of the barrier of the prime materium, and a place where things are able to pass into a world normally unseen by mortal eyes."
I'm always down for new sites.
They say there is a legend of an old king, the Stag Lord, who presided over this Wode many centuries ago, long before your kind crawled the earth. It was said that he and his people fought a great war, and at the end of the war, he took his people into the borders of the Wode, finding a spot of time and space that was malleable, and from it created a new plane, a world known as Arcadia.
This
But it's just a legend.
Stag Lord wouldn't happen to be white with black eyes, would they?
You're an interesting one, son of. Interesting indeed.
I don't know who my father was.
You're like, oh, that's why they're not saying. They're just like, son of.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know who my father is either. It's fine.
I have daddy issues.
Well, I just say that because I saw it in the forest a minute ago.
Luriel, as you've been strumming and playing a tune or so, go ahead and make me a perform check. Perform presence.
Perform presence. Let me double check something. Okay, save that for later. Perform. There it is. Come on, you cannot hurt me now. I need you. Big money. Okay, you
Decent
know what?
money.
Tier 2, we take that.
If I made a troubadour timescaper guy, I could play 2 harps at once.
Yeah.
Yo,
True.
2 instruments at one time. 2 sets of hands.
Or you could play a single 3-necked bass.
If you consider
Damn.
the throats of your enemies to be instruments,
Um,
You
then
can play a 3-neck
definitely
bass
already
and a
played two at
harmonica.
once.
You spot that every time you begin a song in your journey through under the twilight and the darkness, you see Scoutmaster Lewellyn suppress a smile. And every time you stop, they kind of go dour again in complexion. But they're trying to hide it, but they're failing miserably. But every time you start strumming your harp, Lewellyn, both of the ears are their traitor of their heart, right? So like they might try to be stoic, but their ears perk up, and there's a smile that begins to form before they quickly grab hold of it.
There's a tell, basically.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I
will keep note of that.
After an undiscrepant amount of time, you see that there is a section of the forest that is kind of more sparse, but there are large trunks of trees that stretch into the sky. And you can see among the trees some kind of birds or monkeys or... No, just people in the trees. People in houses and stairways and contraptions and elevators, and you look and see a beautiful, not beautiful in the sense of like architecturally beautiful, but just kind of like massive in scale of this settlement among the treetops. And you are brought to a bit of land next to one of these large trees, and there is a whistling sound that Lewellyn provides, and an elevator lowers down. You stop at the base of a large, giant tree, and Lewellyn looks over to Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness, and says, "We rest here for the night," and gets on the platform. And you notice that the other scouts are also getting on similar platforms that are all lowering from the canopy above you.
So
I just wanted to say I'm currently just looking at a map that has King Kobold alone in the forest.
Yeah, I'm like,
same.
where's my buddy?
Same.
Little guy.
It
So
looks so sad.
there we
He
go.
looks very sad.
Yay!
Ooh.
Ooh, immediately
Ooh,
I'm getting
ooh.
Avatar, The Last Airbender,
Ooh.
like the kids in tree vibe. That's immediately what I'm getting.
What are they called?
Yeah.
Jets gang.
Yeah, Jets gang.
gang.
Yeah.
Yup.
So we rest up here for tonight. Ugh.
If it weren't for traveling with you slow people, we would be pursuing our trail throughout the night. But it seems that you're
Injured.
It seems that that Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness is commanding this party, and not I.
I thought you seemed
I
pleased.
want to make a comment, but I'm gonna refrain.
Refrain.
Falling Star leaps from the platform down to this
Ooh, damn.
thing there, and gives the traditional elven greeting to you all as you go.
How is it?
It's this. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lewellyn just sighs and gets off the platform and starts walking this way.
Oh.
She stops and looks around and she says, "Norolim, Norolim."
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
None of us speak Wode. The one time no one in our group speaks Wode. Every other time we've played this
We've
fucking
had
system.
at least one Wode elf, yeah.
She sighs and she looks at you and again repeats Norolim, and she does this.
Oh,
She wants us to follow.
sure. I will
I'll follow her, yeah.
I will as well.
My leg's still
Does this
low.
require a jump?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, wait, hang on. Unlock. Now you can move.
I will. Jumps over there.
Yay.
Oh yeah, I got moved. There we go. Auger, moving,
Following.
following the leader.
Hello.
Wait, where were we?
She brings you down to kind of this large bit of stump, and there is a beautiful stream, a little like stream that kind of flows through here, providing like water, and there's like a little like river system in the trees, which is really cool. And you see that kind of in the base of like where this tree cutoff is, there are kind of little cubbies carved into the tree, and each of them have very rough, like, kind of basically essentially like sleeping bags.
Better than sleeping on the ground.
And Lewellyn seems disappointed and sits down, teetering over the edge of this tree stump.
I'm gonna fall if you're not careful.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna say that in character.
Lewellyn looks at you, and she jumps backwards, and she lands on like the tiniest of branches, and you're like, how is that supporting your body? That's not. And she grabs it and does like a somersault back onto the thing, and she bows, and then
Just
she
trying to
sits
be
back
helpful.
down.
Oksana goes hot.
I'm gonna not do the same thing. I'm just gonna find a spot to sit off the edge and just keep working away for a
You
little
might
bit longer.
actually fall.
Not going to fall.
Don't fall.
I am gonna do
I
the
will
same thing
not
that
fall.
Lewellyn just did.
No.
You don't fall either.
Fuck.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll try it for real.
Kids, I'll put leashes on you.
Lewellyn, I
I'll put
swear.
leashes on all of you.
Hi,
You
I'm
look
Pastor
up
make me
Raph,
do
and this
it.
is Jackass.
see that all of the
Welcome
elves
to
are kind
Sha-
of moving around the tree, but most of them are also kind of like you know, basically this place. Well, actually, yeah, you don't know what this place is. It's not
Yeah,
a
no
city. It's not a
I
town.
saw it, God.
But there are a lot of like martial warriors around here. They're all wearing swords, or they're all, you know, wearing armor and stuff. But you're not sure what this place is.
It's almost like an outpost of some kind.
Oh, god damn it. Does the name reveal? God damn it. You don't know.
Robin, that's what I would have called it anyway.
Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna be so honest. This feels more outpost than town.
Yeah, it is. Okay. You see above you, though, that there is a brief bit where the clouds seem to part, and there's a beautiful starry sky above you. And a bit of chilly autumn wind kind of flows through the trees. And you can hear singing. You hear the song of a maiden singing in one of the treetops, like a songbird. And it kind of wraps this large network of trees into a beautiful ambience that feels relaxing. And as the words come to you, even though you don't fully understand it, it seems to lay heavy on your eyelids.
Oh yeah, I was out 5 minutes after hearing the first like
Yeah,
words.
yeah, Daidoro is
Sleepy.
fucking...
I'm just down. Just like, oh.
Oksana's trying to smash, but then she just sleeps.
I assume we have an early leave in the morning. She yawns daintily and just falls backwards, sleeping on the stump.
Oksana's like spread the fuck out, just like
Azareth, everyone's sleepy time, and you feel fine. Like
You don't do that.
you don't feel
You're a
very
kind
very
wizard.
sleepy. And in fact, the singing is a little bit irritant to you.
Interesting.
Ooh.
You're not used to this strange melodic harmony that these elves use. It's very different from Time Raider music. If you could even call this music. I don't even know if you would even call this music. But if it is music, it's very different and it's a little uncomfortable to hear.
Okay. And so, just to be clear, I am being kept up, or Time Raiders don't really sleep?
You're being kept up. Sleep does not
Got
come
it.
to you easily. You can try to like get in your bed, but the sound of the water flowing nearby and the song, it seems to just kind of keep you restless. You're used to the quiet hum of space. This is very loud. The leaves rattling in the trees. You do see that Lewellyn at one point does leave your company.
Excuse me.
Damn.
Nice.
Fuck. Asareth, I'm gonna ask you to make me an alertness intuition test.
Okay.
Do they still get an edge even if I'm EP? It's still my
Alertness-
presence.
Oh,
They're still in my presence technically, even though I beat
sure. You get an edge on this.
Okay.
Do paladin auras work when you're unconscious?
I should hope so.
There
Nice.
is a sound on the wind high above you that sounds like a great flapping. A whoosh, 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 whoosh. And you see stars in the sky begin to be blotted out as something passes over the starry veil above you. A large winged creature. Whoosh, 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 flapping its wings. And you see it circling around slowly, this large tree.
Fucking birds again.
And then all of a sudden, its wings fold back and it dives like a pin drop. And you see soaring over. It's actually a lot bigger than that.
Whoa,
No, it's fucking birds. No, I hope it is not what I think it is.
Verb,
Soaring silently and landing on this platform right here is a giant hawk, and you see dark figures slide down the back of this hawk.
Yup, it is. It is who I thought it was. Oh god.
Oh,
The fucking Hawklords.
Lords.
No.
And
okay.
you
God.
see that kind of running to greet them is Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness. And they all kind of bow to each other, and Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness leads them into kind of the housing of one of the trees. And the bird is kind of perched up, and from its long journey, it kind of like roosts itself on a large tree branch, but it is still like watchful. It does not like close its eye or anything.
I don't like how massive that bird is. It unnerves me. Oh,
You
that's more
shouldn't.
doable. That's more doable. Oh, no, no, ah! Okay, calm down, calm
bird is
down.
getting bigger. Every time you talk about it, it gets bigger.
It's too big. How does it even
Okay.
fly?
Yeah, that's what you see. The rest of your party is out sleeping. Do you want to do a little saucy moment of waking them up, or do you think it can wait till the morning?
So my first instinct upon seeing people that I was unfamiliar with climbing off of this bird was to wake up my party members. So like I think that I would have done that.
Yeah. You who do you go to first to wake up?
Probably Lewellyn.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
You are shaken awake by forearms that are all connected to the same person. Very, very weird feeling.
What?
And you see the alien over you.
Yeah. What?
There's a giant bird. Like giant.
How big we talk?
Look.
That,
And I point towards the giant hawk.
You rub
That
the
is-
sleep out of your eyes, and you see a hawk of the Hawklords, and you know who the Hawklords are. You know that they are servants of Ajax, and that they're kind of in servitude of this tyrant who hasn't made a move on Vasloria yet, but he has kind of conquered the coast of the other continent, and he is kind of like
Wait.
on his way.
So
Black Bottom
the
hasn't happened
siege
yet.
The siege of Black Bottom hasn't happened yet.
No, this is a prequel.
Damn. We are. That is not good. I fill Azarath in on our earthly politics while I am getting Daitaro up.
And I'll get Oksana up.
Huh?
Hawklords.
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 What's a Hawklord?
I point to the hawk.
Yeah, Julia, Diderot is new to Vaslorian politics. He's from the opposite
Fuck.
side of the world, so you got to really quickly find a way to bring him up to speed.
Does
That's a
Oksana
big
know
motherfucking-
about the
Okay,
Hawklords?
so Ajax, Conqueror, these Hawklords are siding
Bad guy?
with him. Bad guy.
Okay.
I think.
We kill?
Maybe? No.
Okay.
Killing them would be bad. It's just good to know that. It's good to know
Why are
that
they
this is happening. Just be ready.
Ooh. Hawklords.
I give as brief a fucking description as I can.
Yeah, so you're all woken up. You see the hawk is kind of like on this tree branch, and it looks
Spin my
like
monster.
Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness and the two Hawklord Knights that were mounted on top of it have like started going up a staircase that goes further up the tree, so you can't currently see them.
Do we interfere here?
Interfere
Yeah.
with what?
I don't know.
So then what should we and why involve ourselves unnecessarily?
If the Hawklords are this far out, could that mean they're planning something here and trying to get allies with the elves?
And you know, Julia, that the High Elves have a pact with Ajax.
Yeah.
Now it's not like
No,
not
I-
all high elves are like happy about it, but they
What
kind
is
of have
the-
like a deal, and the deal currently is, hey, Ajax, if you don't fuck up our shit, we'll give you some ancient like proto arcane artifacts that we found.
What is the general opinion on Ajax by this point, if Black Bottom hasn't happened yet?
So a lot of people believe that he is like a savior, that he's going to come and unite like all the kingdoms together. It's going to be like the old Kalian Empire. Like it's going to be a new era. And a lot of other people are like, oh, no, that person is fucking crazy and he's going to take away like all of our power. So it's really split. Like it's all politics. Nothing has happened yet. Some people are excited about
Both
Ajax.
options.
Some people aren't.
Lorel thinks both of those options are dog shit options, so she doesn't like either. No matter
Yeah.
what, would feel negative.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'd describe him as villain yet, but would say evil. But would say bad news, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Huh?
he's a tyrant.
Bad
Yeah.
news.
Bad guy, bad guy.
Bad guy. But just
Baddie.
because you are a bad guy does not mean you are
You're
bad.
bad guy.
Baddie without a fatty.
What the fuck?
He is. Ellie.
In the parlance of
Ellie
Ellie.
lets everything. Ellie lets everything come out. I swear to God, I love you, honey. But goddamn.
I'm
Anyway.
just petting my cat, alright? That's all I'm doing.
As we just
Why
watch.
are we getting up? Wait, why are we getting up? I guess to watch. Yeah.
Because we got
There's a
woken up
big-ass
because the
hawk.
Hawklords just came in randomly.
Actually, I'm gonna say that they kind of make their way over to this central thing, and this is like really high elevated, but like they're up
Yeah.
here on this platform, and you can't exactly see them.
They're marked as red. Oh no.
Oh,
Do we go?
yeah.
Do we go up the interfere?
No.
I don't think we interfere.
I don't
We
think we
barely
do.
survived getting out of that temple.
We need rest.
And now we're being held by the elves. You still haven't told me what they're doing with us.
I don't know what they're doing with us.
We were supposed to go back
We
after we
are,
finished
but
the mission.
we can't really do that yet, can we?
Well, not with a bunch of bows trained on us.
It was either this or you all die while I watch.
Uh,
I mean,
from
this is a preferable option, but it's still not great.
his little shelter in Daitaro's backpack, Kobold pops his head up and says, he gives a thumbs up and says, "We die!
No, we do not die.
We die!"
We do not want that hawk to see you. It might think you're a snack.
True. I really need to learn how to communicate with him. I think that's the first language I want to learn. Then elf. Like
you want
both
to learn
elf
the
languages.
language of kobolds before Higher Alec?
Yes.
Lorel is I think for once the mask fucking drops and she looks visibly disgusted. Just for a moment before it comes back.
Lirael, with
That's
your keen
nice.
eyes and ears, the lullaby song that had started earlier has faded
Mhm.
away. And it's
Yeah.
just kind of the cool breeze of night and the sound of leaves clapping in the wind.
I don't think we were supposed to see that.
But
I'll be right back.
okay.
So we go back to sleep and act like we didn't see it.
I think that's the plan.
You see from where the water flows, kind of down a bit near the forest floor, you see near a small like you know how like roots of trees kind of form little like bowls, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it's like a little pond, but it's of like roots of a tree.
Very cool.
And sitting next to them is Lewellyn. And Lewellyn has your harp.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Well, the harp's not my weapon, thank
And
God,
you can
but
hear little soft pluckings.
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
ignore
do they
that.
allow us to keep our weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is she? How
You
far
are under
down is
arrest.
she?
You are honored guest of Falling Star over a Sea of Darkness.
Sure.
How far down is she?
You could
Yes.
kind of wind your way down. It would take a bit
Yeah.
to get down there.
I have the gymnastics skill and an agility of 2. Is there a short path?
Oh yeah. Roll your
I don't want to
gymnastics.
fall to my death though.
You're not gonna fall to your death. It's just either you're gonna look like badass or you're gonna look like an idiot.
I've got climb and agility too.
Nah,
I
but
have like no agility. My agility is -1, so
I also have swim.
I make a gesture to stay put for a moment.
Ill.
Okay, 16. Tier 2 could be worse.
You kind of
I'm not
mimic.
trying to be sneaky.
You mimic.
Actually, no, a little bit.
You mimic Lewellyn's little gymnastics from earlier, where you hop on a tree and then do kind of like a backwards somersault, and you kind of slide down a steep branch, and you carefully drop down to the edge of this pond, where you see Lewellyn has their feet in the water, in the cool water, and they are playing your harp a little bit.
Has she noticed me yet?
I would like you to make, since you're trying to be stealthy, go ahead and make me a sneak.
All right, I don't.
If you're
have
in my
sneak.
presence,
I
you
am
get
not
an
in
edge.
your presence.
You're in my breath.
You're in
I have an agility of 2, so tier 2. Damn.
All right.
You know what? I'm averaging for tier 2s.
She doesn't notice.
I want to listen in for a minute.
Oh no. Okay.
And then how is she on the harp?
She
Give us a
you can
performance
it
check.
sounds you know what, fuck it, yeah, I'll do a performance check. Yeah.
Hey Ellie.
What?
It very much sounds like someone who's like just picked up a new instrument, where they're like trying to learn like the different things, but you notice very quickly it's like how a pianist can pick up a bunch of other instruments and like fiddle around and be like, oh, okay, and then start playing some tunes.
Yeah.
Like she's very proficient. So she starts playing a very simple little thing, and you hear soft as a whisper a voice of song flutter from the mouth of this Wode elf.
Oh. Oh no.
Lover mine, like a rose to thorn, so sweet was your love, loud as a blown horn. So my love, come to me, if to my heart your song sings.
I'm about to do something stupid. I would like to sing the second verse.
When you start singing, she like quickly, a bunch of things happen at once. She puts the harp behind her back. She takes her feet out of the water, slides around, grabs her knife, and bares her fangs. But then when she sees you, she kind of like instantly, like her face goes flush red, and she brings the harp in front of her. And as you're singing like the second stanza, pluck, 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 pluck.
Yeah.
Pluck, 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 pluck. And then by the time you're ending with the fourth stanza, she whistles a harmony.
Nice.
I ask for forgiveness, and she walks towards you with the harp.
I think I see us as even. You borrowed my harp, and I borrowed the rest of your song.
Lewellyn smiles and then makes it not so. She quickly, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And she kind of like looks around, and you see that like her
Nobody.
pants and legs are like soaking with water that she's just been like chilling. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Computer acted up for a second.
Don't worry, I don't think anyone else saw, if that's what you're worried about.
Shouldn't you be asleep?
I'm restless.
And she's speaking in High Elven, by the way. This conversation
Yeah,
is in High
I'm
Elven.
responding.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Hyralic, right? At
Yeah.
this point.
Well, you'll need it
I'm
for the
restless.
long journey tomorrow.
I will, but call it artist's intuition, if you will.
Would you like to come to the water?
I don't see why not. I'll come join her.
She sits next to the bank and puts her feet in.
Am I allowed to do the same? I'm not completely sure on on all of your customs. Do not wish to offend you any more than my presence already has.
Yes.
Then I let my feet in the water and I sit next to her.
It is said that
Oh.
this sacred water, those that find solace in it will forever be trapped in the Wode. But that's just a story, I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure?
Guys, you tried this water? It's great! I'm just never
Great.
seen you again.
She like kicks her legs in the water, and you notice that and it's very like cool, soothing water. And you see suddenly you feel little tickles like on your feet, and you look and you see like tons of little tiny little fish, and you're it like freaks you out a little bit.
I, Julia, know exactly what this feels like. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
It's really
Not weird.
fucking weird.
It's cool, but it's weird.
And you notice that
That's fine.
there's a lot of them next to Lewellyn's feet, and you can see that she has like cuts and scars like all along her legs, and they seem to be like latching on to like where the scabs are, and they're like doing something around it. But apparently it's either feels nice or it's healing or something, because Lewellyn is like breathing and closing her eyes, and she's like,
This does feel a lot more relaxing than earlier.
"What game are you playing, cousin?"
What do you mean?
Falling Star Over a Sea of Darkness has been, well, you could say every rose has plenty of thorns.
Yes. Of course.
You do not seem to be such a thorny rose yourself. Why do you make merriment with one such as her? And what does she want with you?
Well, I know not what she wants with me, but in truth, I do not know. I am, call it an instinct, following that instinct. I'm not usually one to do that, but curiosity.
She speaks in Ulric and says, Hethwathithgethian.
I do not know exactly what you say.
Hethwath Unskathian.
Head. She head.
Then she does this. She does Hethwathin Unscalia. And she like,
Listen.
yes.
Think and listen.
Yes.
Oh.
Hethwathin
Trust.
Skathian. She might ask something of you, something great of you. I would be wary. Whatever plan she has with bringing your troop along, none of you have business here. With the king, with the Wode, with what's going on. I don't like that
We-
she's dragged you into this.
I mean, if she hadn't have dragged us into it, you would have probably killed at least my traveling companions.
Killed, or maybe a waste of arrows. We would have kicked you out of the Wode, definitely.
Which was what we originally wished.
It seems like our interests are more aligned than we have thought.
Yes. That's what I was attempting to say earlier. We merely wish to leave, but and return with our people back to where we came from. But it would appear as though outside forces are not taking it. No, taking advantage seems the right word. Taking advantage of perceived hostilities.
I would understand a high elf seeking a sisterkin to be with them in the presence of their wild cousins, but bringing a band along, I don't like it. However, you have surprised me somewhat in your ability for song.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you did seem to be quite enjoying yourself as much as you didn't want to seem to be on the way up with my musical style.
Enjoying. Ha! Does a falling leaf fly?
Not literally fly, but it does fall through the air, does it not?
Perhaps it flies for but a moment.
Perhaps. It's peaceful here. This is normally not my, how do I say, my spot.
Perhaps there are a few hairs standing on your ears yet. One of us, you would make a fine one. If you'd... I'm not offering. I just meant to say if it's not often that, well, high elves don't... My cant has escaped me.
For about a moment, I assume.
What I mean, cousin, is perhaps you are being welcomed by the Wode.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
But the others will die. Perhaps you need not share in their same fate. I have seen it. The four-armed creature, his death, the human, the son of the one that has no name. Even the devil, with all their strength and might and valor, I have seen her slain. It was a vision given to me by Val. Perhaps I thought I could save you from that fate. But when I look into the waters, I only see clearer now what I saw before. You fellowship and make merry with corpses. Your future is still yet uncertain.
My dear, I knew from the moment that I began traveling with them I was traveling with corpses. No matter what, I will outlive all of them.
Then why persist?
Why does anything persist?
Why continue to be
persist.
around such meager creatures that flutter and vanish like flames?
Because they interest me. Because, like flames, they have immense power for change. Even if they are short-lived.
You are a strange one. I'm unsure of myself in your presence.
A lot of people say that when they're around me.
I do not speak of your glamour cousin sister. Do not
I
flatter
am
yourself
aware.
thusly.
I am aware. It doesn't affect our kind as much as it does the others.
Though for a brief moment, might I inquire... Never mind. Never mind.
Go on.
No.
Why don't you?
No, I cannot say.
You cannot or will not.
I wonder as... I cannot. I cannot. I must not. It is late, is it not? I must be finding sleep.
All right. If you're certain you do not wish to share, if it would be better to leave things unspoken.
She stands up and she sheepishly offers you your heart back, a bit abashfully.
Would you like to hold on to that for a little longer? I have other instruments. The harp just happens to be the one I prefer to perform on.
The owl shines brightly on you, cousin. Much brighter than the moon which reflects its sun. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like it back before our time is up between the two of us. However long that may be.
Time. Something we have plenty of, but your friends sleeping up there... Like sands through an hourglass, their life is wasted away. It ponders me, perplexes me so, how they could sleep so soundly.
Well, from their perspective, we must seem like ancients. As old as the world itself.
You would think that
I
would
don't mean our
come with
kin.
respect.
I don't...
It often does not.
The youth do not always know respect.
She gets up and she puts on her boots and she leaves.
Lorel does the same and rejoins with the group.
The group's like
Sorry.
kick their feet up like on their sleeping bags. They're all like, "So, how did it go?"
Oh, we heard all the words, but none of the meaning.
Well, if you were speaking Hyralic, I understood what it was.
I mean, we're pretty far down there. We were pretty far down.
Yeah, you guys couldn't hear.
Eavesdrop check.
There is a skill for this.
Yeah,
She
eavesdrop
didn't slit your
and drop 50 feet.
I got
She
good
didn't slit
ears.
your
I'm a
throat,
devil.
Eavesdrop with a double bane.
You know what? Go for it. Eavesdrop. You know what? Fuck it. Go for it. Eavesdrop with a double bane.
Oh damn! I was joking.
No, go for it. Go for it, Ellie. Wah wah wah.
I was kind of hoping for the first crit of the game there.
No.
Edge.
Sorry. I think I understand our predicament a little more now, though.
How so?
The Wood Elves were going to let us go.
Did not look like they were going to let us go when they
might
tried
have
turning
killed.
us into
They
the
might have
creatures.
killed King.
They probably would have killed us all.
They were going to only kill King.
That is a fate that I would not accept.
I understand that. And I don't necessarily... An outside force decided to meddle. I don't entirely know why. And neither does Neither does she, but something is happening, and she is going to offer us something tomorrow that we need to. What? How did she phrase it? What was the word? What was the phrase? How do you say that? I want to repeat it for the group.
Oh, in Eurylic?
In Eurylic.
Let me find it 1 second.
Sorry to make you do that.
This isn't spelled right, but it's something akin to this.
What? Wet. Lach. Skaithwain. Just don't agree to anything until we've thought it over. I look at the most impulsive member of our group.
You got all of that out of the elf that was at our throats.
What can I
earlier
say?
today.
What can I say? I'm rather charming.
Subjective, but okay.
There's movement in the canopies. In the can of peas? There's a can of peas here?
There's a
Holy
can of
shit!
Why is there a
peas.
can of
Nice.
peas?
Get rid of the
Why
cans.
is there a big ass bird?
I got propane and propane
my can of
accessories
peas.
for these can of peas.
Alright,
There's peas in the can pie.
we're gonna...
Should pee in the can pie.
Oh, wait. Is it like a lot of movement or just like slight movement?
It's
Lot of
it's
movement.
this over here.
The
Oh,
Hawklords moved back to their
the
hawk.
Hawklords.
Oh.
Yeah, just the Relv Thanes laying down.
Just the evil motherfuckers flying away.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys
you
suck.
can group movement.
Yeah? It's great.
Oh.
So, oh god. I guess, yeah. God, they're not even they haven't even changed allegiances yet, goddamn.
So, the nice one has duplicitous intent, and the other one is nice.
I wouldn't say nice, but I would say more aligned with our interests than we thought.
Look, if you can convince her that all I want is to
would
get out of here.
I would personally say nice.
If you can convince her that all we want to do is get out of here, which is the truth,
Yes.
then
I have convinced her.
I'm game.
I have convinced the one that it would have mattered earlier. It is too late for that now. I know. I am aware.
All left to do with sleep.
Nothing to do but rest. Yeah, basically that.
There is a bit of overcast that blankets the winking stars in the heavens above, and you all find rest, though not respite.
Yeah.
The night quickly passes by, and before you know it, you are awoken to the sound of movement, as many of the Wode elves have already begun disassembling their campsite here, and they're lined up down beneath on the forest floor below. And
Kind of awkwardly grab my sleeping bag, unsure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I take inventory and just... Yep. Alright. So we did not get a respite.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I figured.
Bad.
I'm
Has
at
to be
3
Monday.
recoveries right now. This is...
I'm at
Oh, I'm at
9.
0. I spent one because I was worried that we might have to fight the Hawklords.
I'm at 9, so I'm still good right now.
Yeah.